Consumerism, as a concept and social practice, has evolved throughout history, shaping the way societies understand value, goods, and identity. Its roots can be traced to early human economies, but it truly gained prominence with the rise of modern capitalism in the 19th century. Consumerism is often associated with the incessant desire for material goods and services, but its development and implications go beyond simple consumption. It encompasses various economic, cultural, and psychological factors, influencing not only what people buy, but why they buy, and how they perceive themselves and others through the consumption process. The earliest examples of consumerism can be observed in pre-industrial societies, where trade and exchange networks emerged. However, these systems were largely localized and focused on the exchange of essential goods such as food, tools, and raw materials. The concept of luxury goods existed in certain cultures, where items like fine fabrics, spices, and precious metals were considered status symbols, but the scale of consumption was limited by both the availability of such items and the economic structure of societies. In ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Greece, and Rome, consumer goods were often used to signify social rank, with elites displaying their wealth through fine clothing, elaborate feasts, and grand public works. The Industrial Revolution in the late 18th and early 19th centuries marked a significant turning point in the history of consumerism. The development of new technologies, such as the steam engine, mechanized production, and advances in transportation, led to an explosion of mass-produced goods. Factories were able to produce items more efficiently and at a lower cost, making them more accessible to a broader population. The growth of cities and urbanization also played a crucial role in transforming consumption patterns, as people moved away from agrarian lifestyles and into factory-based economies. This shift created a growing middle class, with disposable income and a desire for goods that were once reserved for the elite. As mass production became the norm, marketing and advertising began to play an increasingly important role in shaping consumer desires. The late 19th and early 20th centuries saw the rise of advertising agencies and the use of psychological techniques to appeal to consumers' emotions and desires. Advertisements began to focus not just on the practical benefits of products, but on the lifestyle and identity associated with owning these goods. The notion of status became a key selling point, with brands offering consumers the promise of social recognition through the purchase of their products. The concept of consumerism, as we understand it today, was further developed during the 20th century, particularly in the post-World War II era. Following the war, Western economies, particularly in the United States, experienced a period of rapid economic growth and prosperity. This alienation, despite these criticisms, consumerism continued to evolve throughout the 1980s and 1990s. The rise of globalization and the expansion of international markets further fueled the growth of consumer culture. Companies increasingly focused on creating global brands, with products designed to appeal to a wide range of cultures and demographics. The advent of the Internet and e-commerce in the late 1990s created new opportunities for consumers to access goods from around the world, further blurring the lines between local and global markets. As technology advanced, the ways in which people consumed goods and interacted with brands changed dramatically. The development of online shopping, digital advertising, and social media transformed the consumer experience, making it more personalized and immediate. The 21st century has seen the continued growth of consumerism, particularly in the context of digital technology. The proliferation of smartphones, social media, and digital platforms has created new ways for consumers to engage with brands and products. Companies now have access to vast amounts of data about consumer preferences, allowing them to tailor marketing efforts more effectively. The rise of influencers on platforms like Instagram and YouTube has also created new ways for people to discover and purchase products, often through informal, peer-to-peer recommendations. This has led to a further shift in the way people perceive consumption, with an increasing emphasis on experiences, personalization, and social validation. One of the most notable developments in contemporary consumerism is the concept of fast fashion. The rapid production and consumption of clothing, often at low cost, has become a hallmark of modern consumer culture. Brands like Zara, H&M, and Forever 21 have built business models around quickly turning out new trends, encouraging consumers to buy more frequently and discard items after only a short period of use. This has created significant environmental and social concerns, as the fashion industry is one of the largest contributors to waste, pollution, and exploitative labor practices. The rise of sharing economies and the concept of sustainability have also begun to challenge traditional notions of consumption. Services like Airbnb, Uber, and the widespread use of second-hand markets reflect a shift away from ownership towards access and sharing. In addition, growing awareness of environmental issues and social justice concerns has led to the rise of conscious consumerism. Consumers are increasingly interested in supporting brands that are ethical, sustainable, and socially responsible. This has spurred the growth of movements like slow fashion, fair trade, and plant-based diets, as people seek to align their consumption habits with their values. Despite these changes, consumerism remains a powerful force in shaping modern societies. The desire for new goods and experiences continues to drive economic growth,